What is up, most distinguished patrons of this channel? For today's video, we're going to dive into a viewer question that relates to whether or not it's worthwhile to learn to stick weld anymore. With that said, let's get into it. So I'm out on the road right now and I wanted to get to answering some people's questions, and a couple of questions I thought really deserved a response video. So that's kind of what this video is going to be. So the question really comes down to if it's worthwhile learning to stick weld anymore. Obviously you have TIG and MIG and laser and submerged arc, spray arc, dual shield, all these other welding processes. Is it worth it to go to school to learn to stick weld anymore? Well, the truthful answer is it really depends on what you want to do with your welding skills. Every welding process has like strengths and weaknesses. Okay, like TIG welding makes very clean, precise welds, but trying to get a lot of metal down fast doesn't work too well. Not to mention you can't really weld on subpar material that's rusty or has paint on it. And in real world, like outdoor conditions where you're trying to weld in a farmer's field, good luck TIG welding stuff. Same thing with gas shielded wire processes like MIG and spray arc and dual shield. All of those are rather difficult to do out in the field. Not to mention the size of the gun and the whip makes it very difficult to do position welds underneath something due to poor access, especially pipe welds. I would never want to have to wire weld pipe welds in position in the field. That would be a disaster. Stick welding's far easier. Now, when we look at stick welding, the question is, well, is it really relevant anymore? And as the pictures that we've been going through kind of show, well, stick welding is still used. I still use it. Is it the best process for every job? Absolutely not. Like stick welding on sheet metal is a disaster. It's not fun. It's a whole bunch of swearing and a whole bunch of making of holes. Stick welding of pipe is still very commonly done, and ultimately stick welding will be relevant for the next 15, 20, 30 years more than likely. I know that might seem hard to believe based on all of the laser videos you've seen on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram about how laser is going to replace so much of welding. But the truth is, stick welding will be relevant for a very long time. And it has more to do with metallurgy than it does with the process itself. What you need to understand is there's always going to be a need to do in-field repairs, aka on a roof somewhere, underneath a truck somewhere, who knows what, in terrible conditions, and stick welding thrives under those circumstances. Once you gain the skill to stick weld in all positions, a rod like 7018 can give you the ability to do X-ray quality level welds that are incredibly strong in literally any position, in any conditions, on almost any kind of surface prep or surface contaminants. And therein lies the problem. When you look at wire welding, TIG welding, and even laser welding, they all require some form of shielding gas. The exception to that would be like a self-shielded flux core, but those have their own problems, and in a lot of cases from a home user end, will not be able to produce as clean or as strong of welds in field as 7018 stick rods, but that's besides the point. What I'm getting at is stick welding gives the ability to put down very clean metal, extremely strong metal, in kind of any condition, any position, and that is unmatched by any other welding processes, even laser, because laser requires shielding gases. The other important aspect of stick welding that makes it really good to possess the skill is the ability to weld things like cast iron, where you can use 55 and 99% nickel rods and you can do legitimate repairs on things that are very, very difficult to repair with wire. So when it comes down to it, yes, the ability to stick weld is a very valuable, in demand, and will be in demand for a very long time skill. If you want to build like a hot rod or something, you'd probably be far better off learning to TIG weld or MIG weld than stick weld, simply because stick welding really comes into its own in repair work on thicker steel, Well, in the automotive world, everything is typically 3/16 of an inch or thinner, oftentimes very thin material, and all of the strengths that you have with stick just don't apply. Likewise, if the only employer in your town is some big factory that makes cool stuff, more than likely they're not stick welding anything unless it's in the field or for small repairs. Modern dual shield, spray arc wire, and even submerged arc all far surpass the metal deposition rate of stick welding, and they're extremely fast in comparison, take a lot less skill in some cases, it really depends on what you're welding. So in big factories, a lot of jobs, they simply don't require stick welding experience or skill because it's just not used. Where you're going to see a lot of stick welding today and for the next 10, 15, 20 years is going to be in steam fitting, pipe fitting world. I bet fewer than 30% of any of the pipe welds I've done in the last year as a steam fitter would have been any faster to do with some form of wire. When you're welding, sub 3-4 inch pipe, doing it with a MIG gun or a dual shield gun is just cumbersome, and it's not necessarily faster. Where you really see speed increases is on a big positioner on like 10, 12, 14-inch pipe. Sure, you can knock those out in half the time of what it would be for stick welding. Not to mention, as of today, the gold standard weld cert in all of steam fitting, union steam fitting in North America, is a stick welding cert that uses 60-10 on a root and 70-18 fill and cap on 2-inch extra strong pipe. That cert, called the UA21, is literally the gold standard. All of the companies want people to have that because if you have that, you can work on certified jobs, certified pipe welds, and it's a in-demand cert, aka employers, meaning companies that are hiring steam fitters, need people to have that for the work that needs to be done. So realistically, if someone's end goal is to go and weld pipe for a living or do steam fitting, boiler making, any of those kind of things, stick welding is absolutely a skill that's in demand. And anyone who possesses those skills, it will make a lot of money and have a lot of job opportunities. When it comes to the rest of the world, though, how really relevant is stick welding? Honestly, kind of like I alluded to earlier, not really that relevant. On clean metal that's in your garage and away from wind and outdoor climate and issues, the only real benefit that stick welding has over, say, MIG welding on steel thinner than 1/4 inch is basically that 70-18 with stick is actually easier to weld vertical up than MIG is. MIG is far more difficult to weld vertical up than stick in most cases. Beyond that, on thinner material that most people would be welding on, there really isn't a huge benefit going with stick welding. I mean, sure, you could make the argument that in some really tight spot where you can't even get a MIG gun in, you'd be able to stick weld it easier, and you'd be right. But those are few and far between, and if a lot of your work is just going to be on a bench in your garage, then no, stick welding's advantages probably won't come into play. I will say this though, and it's often overlooked with welding. If you can master or at least get decent at one process, that skill does carry over to other welding processes. So the better you are at stick, the better you're going to start off as if you want to learn TIG or if you want to learn MIG. So it is one of those skills where understanding it, that knowledge carries over. So if you're faced with the decision on if you should learn, say, TIG or stick, I would tell people 100% of the time, learn TIG, because it's far more useful for all thicknesses and for average stuff a normal person might run into. If you anticipate needing to do in-field repairs where you have to repair something where it is, if you're going to be working around thick material like, say, a tractor or semis or who knows what, just thicker steel 1/4 inch and above, stick welding is definitely worthwhile learning. If you have limited access to bottles of CO2 and argon, which is very common for people outside of the United States, learning to stick weld is the only option many people have. So in that case, absolutely learn to stick weld. It really comes down to what you plan on doing with welding. Why are you wanting to learn how to weld? And that will kind of dictate what the best process for you would be. Now, with that said, I'll say this. I actually learned to TIG weld and could TIG weld steel, stainless, and aluminum phenomenally before I could even strike an arc with stick welding. I literally couldn't even run a bead with a stick rod, and I could do beautiful TIG welds. That's how I started. And I learned stick as a second process. And believe it or not, I learned MIG or wire and dual shield and all of those far after learning to both TIG and stick weld, and I wouldn't change that at all. Now, I wound up going into steam fitting where the stick welding is very common, very handy, but in the real world, I've done tons of like off-road repairs, tractor repairs, semi repairs, dump truck repairs with stick welding. So it's one of those things that for employment, I do 70% stick, probably 30% TIG. In day-to-day life outside of work, I do mostly TIG and occasionally some stick. And to date, I still do the least amount of wire welding out of all of the processes. The benefits that wire have for me and likely for a lot of you out there, which is predominantly speed, isn't really a big benefit when you only have small projects and oddball projects to do. Getting something done in 10 minutes versus 5 isn't a deal breaker, and that's why like TIG and stick just works so well for me and likely for a lot of people. One thing I will say though is that with your wire processes like short arc and self-shielded flux core, they're far easier to pick up and learn initially than the other welding processes. If you give me an average person that's never welded in 2 hours of time, I can probably have them make pretty decent looking, short 2 to 3 inch welds with a MIG machine easily. TIG wise, same deal. In an hour or two, I can teach someone the basics. They'll likely be able to run a couple beads all right. But as far as like actually fixing stuff, welding stuff, good luck with that. It's going to take a little bit longer than that. So at least the initial training time with short arc and self-shielded flux core is far less. So your average person will probably do better with those. But again, if you actually want to learn how to weld competently, all of them are going to take time to develop skills regarding that, especially when you're welding vertical and overhead. So I don't really see anyone better than one another in those circumstances. If everything you weld is flat on a bench right in front of you, the fastest way to get decent welds on that is going to be short arc MIG. There's no question about it. It's just that if you actually want to build stuff and do repairs, there's probably better options.
Well, I think I answered that pretty completely, but if you have an opinion on this, feel free to leave it in the comments. Likewise, if you have a particular welding process that you wish you would have started off with learning, make sure you mention that. Everyone has different goals and reasons for learning welding, so it really comes down to the person in question as to what'll work the best. Well, until next time.